This is a Soul Hit production.
You have now tuned into Insight Sundays, the show that brings you relevant news, youth and political topics with a new direction and focus for our communities. Log in with Facebook and get connected. Here's your host, Adrian Mickens.
What's going on, Indianapolis, and welcome to another edition of Insight Sundays right here on AM 1310 The Light and Facebook Live. As always, we have to give a shout out to all of our sponsors, which are Andrew J. Brown Academy, Indiana Christian Leadership Conference or ICLC, Buttons and Bows Hair Salon, Bethesda Temple Southeast Campus, New Vision Lighthouse Ministries, Hair Artistry Indy, Inner Beauty Program Incorporated, New Breed of Youth, Indianapolis Lighthouse Charter School South and East, Beach Grove Bible Church, First Achieve the Challenges for Excellence, and Sam Ash Music Store. Stay connected with us on all of our social media platforms, which is Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, and of course, by downloading the Insight Sundays mobile app on the App Store and Google Play Store. Again, by downloading the Insight Sundays mobile app on the App Store and Google Play Store. As well as remember, on November 4th, we will be on WHMB 40 at 5 o'clock. Again, Insight Sundays will be on WHMB 40 at 5 o'clock starting November 4th. As always, Indianapolis, we have another spectacular show for you guys this week. This week, we are broadcasting live right here at Warren Central High School, as we'll be interviewing Judge Gaither, as we'll be talking about the conference events that's going to be going on in the month of October 13th and October 20th. Let's check it out. Hello, Indianapolis. I am here with Mr. Gaither here at Warren Central High School. We'll be having an event on October 13th and the 20th. How's it going, Mr. Gaither?
It's going well. Adrian, how about you?
Pretty good, pretty good.
All right, yes, sir.
I just want to get started here. We're just talking about what's going to be going on here with Warren Central High School.
Yes.
Right before I get to that, I want to start by thanking you for doing all of the work that you've been doing 20 plus years and decades here in the city.
Yes.
For me, as a young man who moved to Indianapolis about 94,
yes.
I really didn't know too much whole about the city coming from Gary, Indiana.
Yes.
And now doing the research and seeing you've been a true pillar, you and Mrs. Gaither have been a true pillar in the community. So my question to you is, what has made you want to stay in the judiciary platform here in Indianapolis?
Well, actually, after I graduated from law school, being a judge was the last thing I wanted to do. My thought was that I was going to become a real estate magnate, but things don't always go the way that you think they're going to go. This opportunity came up to become a magistrate, and I took it. And here it is, 23 plus years later. I'm still doing this thing.
Yeah.
But more importantly, juvenile court is located right next to Old School 37, which is where I went to grade school from kindergarten to 8th grade.
Yeah.
So I remember every day for my entire grade school life walking past juvenile court. So it's interesting that now that's where I spent all of my adult professional life. So I've come to love that place, and I love the community, and that love I have is what drives me forward.
Awesome. And speaking a little bit about what you do in the judiciary aspect, I know that you particularly work with the young men.
Yes.
The event that's going to be here is going to be a 2-weekend event for young men first and then the young ladies. Is that correct?
Yes.
October 13th and October 20th. But in the judiciary area and working with, young teenagers,
yes.
Do you work with young ladies too as well? And is there a difference in cases that you see? Again, you don't have to elaborate on the cases, I know, but are there some similarities that may help out some parents or guardians, and some similarities that you see between young ladies and young men?
Yes, and yes, anybody that's a parent that has boys and girls, they know that there is a difference, and there's a difference by design. And I started this youth conference with girls, so this is actually year 4 for the girls, it's year 2 for the boys.
Okay.
And I started with girls because, personally, my wife and I, we only have boys and we don't have girls, you know. And I had been to a number of conferences over the years, and we would always talk about boys, always talk about males and whatnot. And I'm like, the girls seem to be left out. So that's why I started the Young Women's Empowerment Conference, so I could focus on the young ladies, because my theory is that part of the problem, or at least part of the solution anyway, to our youth problems is the young ladies. So I wanted to focus upon them and help empower them to make better decisions. because my private theory is that girls, boys tend to do what girls tell them to do. I know we don't like to admit it, but all the married men out here, come on now, don't leave me hanging.
I'm there now.
Don't leave me hanging.
You're in, Mr. Gaither.
And so I used to tease. I used to say that if girls said that I won't give you any attention unless you're on the honor roll, what do you think will happen?
Baby steps make for larger rewards.
Exactly. Half the brothers in this town they're gonna be on the honor roll because we know how that works. So I wanted to empower our young ladies to help to make better decisions. And then after we start going this while, someone suggested, how about we do for the boys? I said, well, yeah. So now that we got some experience from our belt for doing this conference thing for the girls, now we're starting with the boys. And so now this year it's a true conference week. We're having bookends conference. We start with the boys, and then we end with the girls.
All right. And, sticking on that scenario, let's speak a little bit about the counseling aspect.
Yes.
I know we have that portion where you judge based upon what should go on with the young teen's life after, they're doing things they shouldn't be doing.
Yes.
Let's speak a little bit about counseling. I know that's a part of what you do. I'm specifically with family counseling. Do you guys do any of that there at the criminal court, specifically with family counseling?
Yeah. One thing is about juvenile court, it's different from adult court by design, by implementation, by habit, by custom. We're not a little adult court. Everything we do is what's in the child's best interest. So we're not trying to lock people up. We're not trying to do that. That's what the adults is. What we do is really try to put in services that are going to benefit the children, that are going to benefit the family. And we're trying to improve outcomes. And so, yes, counseling is a major function of what we do. Sometimes we do individual counseling. Sometimes we do family and group counseling. It's whatever is best for the child and whatever is best for the family.
Gotcha. All right. And for all of our listeners out there right now, let's really kind of get in detail about what this event is going to be on the 13th for the young men, and then on the 20th for the young ladies. Can you go in detail about everything that's going to be in part of that?
Now, there are a lot of similarities between the two. I mean, it's going to follow a general conference format. We're providing lunch. All the participants will get T-shirts and swag bags. There'll be prizes and gifts. And then we're going to break down into some breakout sessions. And for the boys, we're going to have a general discussion about how to survive a traffic stop. I mean, and it's going to be hosted. That's going to be hosted by IMPD, the Black Patrolmen's Association, because there's a whole lot of dynamics about what you should do and what you should not do in a police-citizen confrontation. And especially we've seen this kind of issues played out over, especially with in the advent of social media. So for the fellas, we're going to have that larger discussion. And then in the breakout sessions, we're going to talk about sports and education, college readiness, acting and improv. We got a poetry session. So we got a lot of very fun and engaging activities. Now for the young ladies, the primary large I forgot. In terms of the guest speaker for the boys is me. It's not much of a guest, but it's going to be me. So I'm going to make a presentation to the young fellas. I'm working on a presentation of empowerment and lifting and accepting responsibility and that kind of accountability and that kind of thing.
Hey, hearing it from the source is always good.
Yeah, sure. So I get to run my mouth just a little bit. And so for the girls, the girls, we're going to have a larger discussion about human trafficking. And what a problem that is for the youth in our community. And I want to say that it's not well known, but we don't seem to talk about it very much. But it is a huge problem, especially for our young ladies. Now, human trafficking is a problem for our young fellas as well. And that's almost never talked about at all. So when we talk about human trafficking, we always think about the runaway girl. We got a whole lot of fellas out here doing this that are involved in that. But we're going to feature that for the girls, human trafficking. And then also our breakout sessions, we're doing just like the fellas. We're going to talk about acting, improv, but also we have a Project Runway workshop, Cake Boss. We're also doing a college readiness and poetry, and we're going to be providing lunch and T-shirts and swag bags and things of that nature.
And that's perfect. A little bit of what you said kind of segues me into my next question. And that was, you actually participating in being hands-on. What I mentioned in the very beginning. And, that kind of sets the tone, as in this man doesn't just throw down the gavel on me. And that's the end all.
I'm walking the walk. I mean, I talk the talk. I'm here,
So that leads me to say, do you think that it is a serious issue with the prior generation calling this generation the lost generation? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think every generation views the upcoming generation as being soft. My dad I remember my dad saying these things, oh, you all don't, just that, the other. And now I'm saying that as I watch my children, I was like, oh, you all don't. I'm sort of repeat my parents.
But this generation is taking it to heart, though. And maybe the other ones did, but they're seriously taking it to heart.
Yeah. I try not to focus on that too much, because it's like you can't plan and save at the same time. I'm trying to put fires out. If I'm on the front lines fighting the battle, I let the generals take care of that. I'm trying to put out a fire right here.
I understand. Hey, I understand 100%.
Hello, my name is Crystal Hines of the Inner Beauty Program, where I'm the founder and president. We have been enriching and inspiring and empowering youth ages 8 to 18 since 2002. Our original purpose of the program is to have girls focus on their inner attributes in a world where the outer appearance is the focal point. We have a dynamic staff of women who are here to provide all types of programming for your young ladies, including life coaching, mentoring, tutoring, boot camps, and special events. Please stay connected with us through our website, myinnerbeautyprogram.org, our Facebook page, Inner Beauty Program Inc., and our mobile app, Inner Beauty. Thank you.
Download New Boy mobile app. Check out our features. Comprehensive homepage. Scheduled events. Real-time notifications. Latest news. Download on App Store and Google Play.
Hello, my name is Sister Ariane Anderson, and I am the Youth Director at Bethesda Temple Southeast Campus. Here at Bethesda Temple Southeast Campus, I have the opportunity to work with children of all ages. We offer so much for our children. They are a highlight of our church. Every Sunday, we offer youth services for our children, and every fourth Sunday of each month, we allow for our children to co-lead our services. Also, our youth nights are powerful. Every fourth Friday at 7 p.m., we come together in unity. During our youth nights, we get to praise, we get to worship, and our children get to fellowship with other children. At Bethesda Temple Southeast Campus, our pastor, Derek and Lady Valerie Miller, are committed to serving our youth. So come out to Bethesda Temple Southeast Campus. It's the place where God is.
Buttons and Bows Nail and Hair Salon welcomes you to our new location at 6233 Allisonville Road, where we service all nationalities. We are a full nail and hair salon. Booth space available. Call 317-362-0323 for more info.
Since 4th grade, Indianapolis Lighthouse College Prep has been my home.
Lighthouse gave me the opportunity to take college classes for dual credits.
Lighthouse allows me to do community service, mentoring younger students.
At Lighthouse, I take classes geared towards a career that I'm interested in.
I'm a Lighthouse Scholar from kindergarten to college.
I am a Lighthouse Scholar from kindergarten to college.
I'm a Lighthouse Scholar graduating this year and on my way to college. Apply at lighthouse-academies.org.
Beach Grove Bible Church. Beach Grove Bible Church. Beach Grove Bible Church. Beach Grove Bible
Church. During the last 5 years, National Heritage Academies ranked in the top 25% of U.S. schools for academic growth.
I'm learning a lot.
We want you to have academic success, but we want you to have emotional success.
They teach me to be a good person.
My children feel very safe.
That's why 92% of our parents recommend us.
We are in the business of producing excellent human beings. That's our legacy to the world.
Hello, everybody. My name is Pastor Aaron Boyd. I'm the pastor at New Vision Lighthouse. and we're located at the corner of 46 and Arlington and Devonton Plaza. We welcome you to come and worship with us every Sunday at 11 a.m. We have midweek Bible study on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Our mission is simply this, to let our light shine in our communities and in our families. You can like us on Facebook, visit us on the web at newvisionlighthouse.com. God bless you. Be careful and be prayerful.
I just got the best deal on my new guitar at Sam Ash.
I always get advice I can trust.
I got it in time for my gig.
The coolest selection of music and sound gear, always at the guaranteed lowest prices. Sam Ash, the real deal. Get zero interest financing for 24 months with your Sam Ash credit card.
So let's get into this, and this specifically about the African American community.
Yes.
I know you touched on a little bit on how the officers are going to be here.
Yes.
And how they're going to be talking about, how to deal with law enforcement.
Yes.
From your vantage point as a judge and
Yeah.
dealing with different cases, again, I know you can't harp on these cases, but what are some common stuff that you can say now that can prevent situations from escalating?
I've seen a lot of cases where I wish everybody would take a deep breath. Okay. It's not that serious. It's just not that deep. Often ego gets in the way, especially when it's a male officer and a young male, black or white, and a young male teenager. Testosterone gets in the way. And there has to be a way to problem solve. Now, the onus, in my view, is on the officer, because they're the ones that are in control of the situation.
Correct.
And recognize what's going on here. And the difference now between what's going on now, 2018, as opposed to what happened in 1998. Everybody now is implementation of social media.
Correct.
And so a lot of people are reacting to a situation in Indianapolis that happened in Minnesota, or happened in San Diego, or happened in Ohio. Now, I'm not going to carry the water for IMPD, but I do happen to think they do a better than average job. I'm not absolving them of any wrongdoing that may or may not have happened, but I'm just saying I happen to think that IMPD does a better than average job in community relations. Now, is there area for improvement? Oh, yes. But, and I've seen case after case after case after case, wow, this was not necessary. This didn't need to happen. And I wish there was even more of a recognition of how hard-headed teenagers can be. Every interaction does not need to result in arrest. Now, before IMPD blows up my phone, I know there are a whole lot of cases in which officers don't arrest, in which they could. There are a whole lot of situations where officers don't press charges when they could. But I still get a fair number. I said, I don't know if this is the kind of situation that really needed the course of intervention of the law enforcement. But we need to take a deep breath and realize what's important sometimes. It's not always important to win. That's the kind of thing that I focus in on the young people to come into court. I said, role play a little bit. Put yourself in the position of the officer. What would you expect the officer to do if you were in that position? I mean, they usually you get an aha moment. I mean, we need authority. I mean, we have to have law and order, because that's the kind of society that we live in. If we didn't have that, we'd have chaos. And we don't want that. Actually, we've seen little examples of that. We don't want that kind of situation. So we need more acceptance of responsibility. But what this really leads into the absence of the fathers in the home.
And I know you always harp on that.
Yeah, because that's it. I harp on it because that's it. I mean, you have children, I have children, and all the statistics show, every single statistic shows that one of the primary factors to predict juvenile delinquency is the absence of the father at home. And there's a reason for that, because when mother and father are husbands and wives and in the same home, and they're committed to the children as they are to each other, the possibility, the risk of juvenile delinquency is almost zero. That's the kind of kid I almost never see. Every once in a while. But in terms of statistical purpose, no.
Yeah. And listen, I believe your statistic. Again, you've been doing this for a couple of decades now, so you've seen it over the year standpoint. from people who come into your courtroom on a frequent basis here in Indianapolis based. So, I definitely believe in your statistics. With that, let's talk about the statistic of black on black crime. I know that's another humongous story, and it's sad that we still have to continuously have this story on a large magnitude.
Even that term in itself, you get a whole lot of conversation and pushback on that. So I'm not going to accept that. I'm just going to answer the question. Okay. Go ahead.
But in terms of that, with the black on black crime, as always say, or specifically with the young men, and now young black young ladies with other black young ladies. What would you say can help prevent that? I know father is one of them, but what would you say can help prevent that?
Well, you got about 4-part question. Let me answer one of the parts because you actually asked earlier. One of the problems that we're seeing now is more girls that are entering into the juvenile delinquency system at a faster rate than young boys. And our young ladies are starting to commit delinquent offenses that historically they did not used to commit. We're seeing young ladies now that are stealing cars and committing sexual offenses. They're carrying guns. They're committing drug offenses, and now they're breaking into homes and doing these things. Now, some of that is a function of gang life. Some of that is a function of gang initiation or kind of auxiliary offshoots of gang groups, and they're participating in that way. Sometimes they're just mimicking boy behavior because we're seeing a lot of school fights, especially in schools and things like that. And so that has become a problem. I keep harping on it because I can't get away from it because I know that to be the answer. There's not a multitude of answers. I mean, we really are talking about the degradation of the family unit. If we could do something to keep families together, boys and girls together, then we could do something about the juvenile delinquency rate.
Gotcha. Well, let's just get right into it. Again, let's talk about all the details. Let the city of Indianapolis know where this event's going to be, the time, date, location, whole 9 yards.
Okay. It is going to be at Warren Central High School on October 13th. Doors open for registration begin at 8 o'clock, but we want people to register prior to. At Eventbrite for the boys is MMC, that's Vail Mentoring Conference 2018. For the girls is YWEC 2018. That's Young Women's Empowerment Conference. So it's Saturday, October 13th for the boys at 8 o'clock. Saturday, October 20th for the girls, also at 9 o'clock. At 8 o'clock. I'm sorry. Registration starts at 8 for both. You can register day of, but if you can, please register before, because I'll need an account because we're providing food. And so I want to know how much food to provide. So we'll need a registration for. It's totally free. It's totally free. Free. So it'll be free. So you don't have to pay anything. And this year we're adding a parent resource fair. So mamas, don't drop your babies off and then come back in the day. No, park your car and come inside. So we're having parent workshops. We have a parent pampering. So mamas can get satin hands and manicures and pedicures. Mama can also get information, and fellas as well.
Is that on 13th and the 20th?
And the 20th. Parents both days. They have discussion about financial literacy, banking, parent resource. So we're having a parent resource fair that's sponsored by Anthem.
Okay.
And so all kinds of information about parenting, medical care, education, educational plans, school, college readiness, gang life, bullying, every possible resource that parents need to have will be available for free.
All right. And last but not least, let's give a shout out to all the sponsors who participate in this event.
I excel at running my mouth, but I couldn't do anything without my community partners. Anthem is a major partner, Department of Child Services, Juvenile Probation, Child Advocates, Juvenile Prosecutors, IMPD, Inner Beauty, New Boy.
Shout out to Crystal and Kareem.
Yes. And see, now you're going to make me forget somebody as I'm running down the list. But I got some major, and I have some just some incredible people that are helping me out along the way. They do all the work. I just run my mouth.
That's all right. Well, as always, Indianapolis, I appreciate you guys for tuning in right here to Insight Sundays on AM 1310 The Lights and Facebook Live. Make sure that you come out to Warren Central High School on October 13th for the male conference and October 20th for the ladies conference. And we will check you guys out next week. thank you, Indianapolis, for tuning in to another edition of Insight Sundays right here on AM 1310 The Light and Facebook Live. Make sure, Indianapolis, that you stop by October 13th and October 20th right here at Warren Central High School for the Young Men and Young Ladies Mentoring Conference. As always, Indianapolis, make sure that you stay connected with us on all of our social media platforms, which is Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, all at the title name of Insight Sundays, as well as download the Insight Sundays mobile app on the App Store and Google Play Store. Again, download the Insight Sundays mobile app on the App Store and Google Play Store. Indianapolis, make sure that you mark your calendars November 4th, where we'll be on WHMB 40. Again, Insight Sundays will be on WHMB 40 starting November 4th at 5 p.m. And as always, we will check you guys out next week.